But there's a big difference between basic connectivity and meaningful connectivity. When we talk about meaningful connectivity, we talk about a standard that enables you to connect in a way that you are able to use the connectivity to help transform your life. So it also is about having a minimum standard for the speed with which you connect. 4G at minimum is the kind of speed that will allow you to do things like take an educational course, attend meetings, learn a new skill even, and maybe even run a business. In addition to the speed, it's important for you to be able to have access on a daily basis.
We've known for many years now that there is a persistent gender digital divide where women are far less likely to have access to the internet and furthermore to have meaningful connectivity. So in our Connected Resilience study, we undertook different methodologies, including a survey in 6 countries where we surveyed women across Africa and Asia from urban and rural areas located and where they live within the country, with rural and remote areas being twice less likely to have internet access, women with lower levels of education and fewer educational opportunities being far less likely to have access to the internet.
Government has to be able to invest in digital infrastructure. Private sector is not going to do it alone. I think what it requires is not just the multi-stakeholders coming together, but being intentional about closing the divide by investing in the infrastructure, by also investing in the demand side aspect of it, because we can no longer afford to take an attitude of build it and they will come.
There are around 25,000 unconnected villages in India, which means there's no mobile connectivity. That means you can't call people and there's no internet connectivity either. So that is the general picture of unconnectivity in India. And what happens is that the traditional internet service providers are not interested in setting up internet connectivity in this region because there is very low profit. So we have different approaches. So where people are absolutely unconnected, we set up community network using unlicensed spectrum internet. And where there is internet, but there is no fast internet, for example, the tea gardens of Assam and West Bengal we are working, we've set up 130 internet libraries where we boost the connectivity from the closest tower.
We looked at how women from different sectors were actually using the internet, especially during the pandemic, how important it was for them to be connected. Internet was really a game changer for a lot of women, especially during the pandemic. There was that realization on the importance of being connected. You know how isolated we were during the pandemic.
I think in this extremely fast-paced world where we're talking about emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, generative AI, I think we forget that the fundamental infrastructure of all of this is internet itself. And currently there's a huge gap in terms of making sure that everybody has access to this very fundamental technology. Not everybody is connected, not everybody is meaningfully connected. There are many systemic barriers to being able to access the internet.
But on the same side, we need to be able to look at how do we get the 50%, the men, involved in this process with us? Because gender empowerment and inclusion requires both genders to help on this discussion. And for us to be able to come up with a better mechanism that can go beyond talking.
If you narrow it down and you deep dive into it, gender digital divide has been very stubborn. It has slowly started to shift, particularly in South Asia, but still one of the worst regions in that sense are actually in Asia.
We are all working together and leveraging this collective power that we have to help advance meaningful connectivity by having civil society, private sector, as well as government and public sector working together to focus on accomplishing this mission.